Hey, thanks for dropping in. My name's Riggers, and today I'm going to be talking about some of the games I've been playing over the past month. This is my first video on this channel, and I'm hoping it goes well. But I'm just going to dive right into it today. Apologies for any noise outside. I live in England, it rains, just have to deal with it. So, I've got 4 games that I've chosen out here, picked out from this wonderful collection of games I have right behind me. These are games I've been playing for the past month or so, on and off, some more in depth, some just here and there, but the games that I've really enjoyed, and I just like to talk a bit about them and just give my thoughts on what I've experienced. So the first game I'm going to go straight into is Sakuna of Rice and Ruin. You can see, well, you can't see actually, it's out of shot. I've got this big collector's edition size display on, I say splurge, only like 50 quid, not like, wallet breaking. Comes with, I'll show you what it comes with on the back. Art book, I'll zoom in. Oh, just bashed myself. Art book, I'm looking at the camera. CD, poster, all that good stuff. Just making it exact. So what the heck is this game if you've never heard of it? And obviously I must like it enough to buy a collector's edition. Or did I go in blind? Did I buy a collector's edition? No. Well, I bought it originally when it came out in 2020, digitally. Only February this year, so roughly 4 and a bit years later after I originally bought it, I decided to finally get a physical copy. Nice artwork on the inside, which is also, oh, I've only just noticed that. I've got a poster over there with it, and this part of it's cropped off, which actually really annoys me. That's my only quandary, or irk, to use some nice words, about the collector's edition. Cuts that bit off, so this character isn't on the poster. Bit annoying, but oh well. So, what the heck is this game? It is a Japanese 2.5D rice farming simulator, and I'm not good with genre labels. It's a 2.5D game where you play as this woman who's a goddess, and she ends up in trouble as she gets deported basically from heaven with all these humans, and she gets made to tend the land and till the field, and they have to grow and harvest rice, and she has to go out and fight demons. And I guess you'd say it's like a, I'm not good with genres. Okay, people of the internet, please feel free to correct me with genre labels and identifications, because I don't know. I'm just going to say it's a hacky slashy JRPG real-time combat. I'm not sure if it's what people would call Metroidvania. My brain doesn't work in that way to be able to label things that are... It's a Japanese game where you fight monsters and grow rice, basically. It's really cool, it's very immersive. The combat, you've got loads of different moves, combos, great soundtrack, fun story, quirky characters, humorous dialogue, nice world space, good sense of progression, a little bit of grinding and having to go back and forth here and there. You have to sometimes replay old levels to hit certain requirements, like defeat a certain amount of enemies at night time, defeat a boss within 30 seconds, things like that to be able to unlock the next area. So there's a bit of a grind element, but it does keep up a good pace, and the alternation between the combat and the rice growing simulation aspects, for me, make this a really memorable and unique game to go back to, and I think it's one worth picking up and having a try, to be honest. I've not played anything quite like this myself ever before. I'm not sure I ever will again. I'm not sure it's ever going to get a second game. I know it's got an anime adaptation if that's how you prefer to consume a story like this, and I would just very much recommend it because it's fun, unique, interesting. Oh, and another aspect I like, a little immersive kind of wholesome thing. You get to harvest ingredients and gather like meats and things, and you can make your own custom menu at the end of every in-game day. So you and all the humans you live with get to plan a meal for them. So you might have like acorn broth with roasted salmon, dumplings, washed down with some fresh spring water or something. So and they have health benefits and perk bonuses for your character in the actual combat. So it's got like a nice immersive aspect, but also that combat-y sort of, RPG stats type thing, and the rice you grow, the quality of it, and how you harvest the land and look after the crop, that directly, positively or negatively impacts your character's stats and how they fare in combat. So everything ties in together quite nicely. Very good game. I highly recommend this. I shall put it down there. Next game, Fire Emblem Engage. This is the Steelbook. Nice map of the land there of Helios, as it's called. And let me get all the continents right. The snowy one, Alucia. Sand one, Solm. That's Lethos. That one is Firene, and that one's Brodia. That's right, isn't it? Yeah. So this game, Fire Emblem game, if anyone doesn't know, that JRPG tactics strategy games where you have a grid-based system or top-down perspective, and you take it in turns to move your units, your characters, and sort of move them around a map, and you have to get either from A to B, or you're taking down enemies one at a time, and it's like strategic warfare basically in like a turn-based format. The franchise goes right back to the NES era, I think. NES, SNES, around about that, I believe. And the first good few entries were Japanese only until this one, which was the first Western localized version. I believe this has the subtitle of The Blazing Blade in its original release, but we just got it called Fire Emblem because we'd never had the franchise before. But this is, I don't know, we've had quite a few since then, maybe the 9th or 10th localized game that's come out now. And I started with Fire Emblem Awakening on the 3DS, which was just checking my time. Fire Emblem Awakening was an absolutely fantastic game, and I loved that, adored it, played the hell out of it, really good time. Played bits of Fate, but sort of drifted away from that. Two and a half-ish years later, I was like, right, I want another Fire Emblem game, I want something for my Switch, I want to try the latest one. Really fun time with the characters, the world space, the storytelling, the inter-character relations, and the cutscenes of building up the friendships and rivalries between the different characters in your team, choosing different people to use, strategizing, just at the start of combat, who you're going to start from which space, because everyone has a different amount of squares they can move, whether they can move 4 squares at a time or 6 squares at a time, so you have to maximize the potential of every character. Or an infantry unit, do they have an axe, are they on horseback? There's a thing called the weapon triangle, so different lances, axes, swords, each one of those has an advantage over another one, but they also have a weakness against the other. You've got to take all these different things into account in your mage units. So it's really good for people who like thinking things strategically, who like warfare-based games, who like fantasy, who like the Japanese style of storytelling and characters, sort of anime style. Really fun time. Lost a lot of time for this game, about 62 hours in the past month or so. But I had a really nice time with this one, and never tried Fire Emblem before. I've never even tried strategy, tactic types games before. I'd say this was a really good game to jump into. It explains everything really well. There's varying difficulty levels, whether you want it more harder, like your characters permanently die, or if you want it more casual. And I think this is a really great jumping on point and a really fantastic game to boot. Again, I'm sorry if my explanations aren't the best. I will get better with this as I go along. This is my first YouTube video on this channel, and I want to be a bit rusty, but I will try to make it a bit more polished as we go along. And without further ado, moving into game number 3, Colin McRae's Dirt, also known as just Dirt, because they kind of relabeled it and re-recorded a lot of the dialogue after Colin McRae died in real life, which is very sad, that whole incident. But we won't focus on the negative aspects of, the sad things of his legacy. We'll just focus on this excellent game and how bloody amazing it is. I love racing games, one of my favourite genres, probably my favourite genre actually. Project Gotham Racing, Midnight Floor, Burnout, Flat Out, not so much Need for Speed, select entries maybe, Dirt, some of the Formula 1 racing games, Mario Kart, and Sonic All-Stars Racing. What are the other ones I like? I'm going to look at my channel. The EA Sports World Rally Championship game that came out a couple of years ago was pretty good. Sad what happened to that being killed off, and the rights going back to the crappy French shovelware company that doesn't make very good games at all, but oh well. Forza Horizon, Rally Sport Challenge, and any others I'll just think of later. But I'm very passionate about racing games. I play a lot of them, I own a lot of them. They're the games I'm most likely to replay, and do replay a lot of, many times. Sometimes some games yearly, I love them that much. But this was my first time playing the first Dirt game. I originally played the third one about 2017, when I was 17. My age is always the number of the year, so I'm 25, it's 2025 right now. But since then I've played Dirt 4. Don't play Dirt 4 unless you want to spend like 400 million hours playing the same few randomly generated chunks of track over and over again and just having like deja vu constantly, and it's just really grindy and boring. Dirt 5, which I see more as Dirt Showdown 2, which I've also played Dirt Showdown as well. That's more like a sort of arcadey destruction derby, rough and tough, smashing into cars spin-off. It's less rally-based and more flat out, I'd say. And then I've played Dirt 2 earlier this year, and then I've ended up playing this one out of all the main numbered entries last. So I've ended the franchise on the first game, which I'd say is a good thing, to taking it back to the roots, seeing how the franchise started, before it turned into this whole, hey, it's Dirt 5 and we've got a really crappy story with these podcasters that just makes me want to bash my face into a wall. It's so cringy and I don't really care. This game is just, you rise in the ranks, you go up like a pyramid. You got, I think, 11 events at the bottom, then 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 at the top, the Champion of Champions event, sponsored by Michelin Game. And you have a variety of events: hill climb, you've got crossover, just normal rally, you've got all sorts of different rally events. And I adore rally racing games. I don't really watch a lot of the actual sport, but for me, I really like rally games for the intensity of every second counting. You've got to judge every corner as it comes. You've got to process so much information, whether you're getting the pace notes or not. If it's an event where you don't get the pace notes, you've got to be looking at your mini map. It might not be a mini map. Just pay attention to the road. Whatever it is you're paying attention to, all three of those things, just the road in front of you. You've got to judge every corner, every turn, every chicane, every crest, every single aspect of the terrain, and taking that into account with the car, its handling. Should you drift around a corner? Should you slow down around it? Are you going to risk going that fast on this stretch of road? And for me, it's the challenge of you versus the terrain, you versus the track, that really draws me into a rally game. This game does it really well, really great handling, physics, graphics. The AI is fair and balanced. And I played it on the second hardest difficulty. You've got 5 tiers of difficulty. I played it on the second hardest. That was the perfect challenge for me. And I felt really well drawn into this game. It's a really well made, excellent rally game that more than stands up today. And like I said, I played the games in a weird sort. I played the third one, then the fourth one, then the fifth one, then the second one, then the first one. But this craps all over the fourth and fifth one. First 3 I think are the absolute best, and Showdown's really good as well. I'd avoid the fourth one. The fifth one's alright. The fourth one for me, no. I know most people like the fifth one as well, but that's worth a try if you're just looking to get a bit of a racing fix. But I'd definitely focus on the first 3 and Showdown as well. Really excellent stuff with this. Show you the back of the case. Have a little look at that. So yeah, I got this for £2.50, it says in here. So I always keep my prices when I've bought them from CEX or Reva, so I can always refer back and see how the market's changed over time, because that interests me, seeing the gaming market and how it evolves and changes. But we'll move into the last game now, and this is kind of funny. I traded in a couple of things, more expensive releases I didn't want anymore, to CEX, which is a British retro games shop. They've got a couple in wider Europe as well, for those who don't know about CEX, also pronounced Sex or Kex. It's got like a red squiggly logo. And I traded in a few things and got this game for, I think it was 40p actual money out my bank. The original Animal Crossing for the GameCube doesn't have the memory card, don't care about that. But it does have the manual though. All in lovely condition, everything. The game's not here because it's in my console, because I'm playing it at the moment. Not right the second obviously, but you get what I mean. I started with New Horizons in release day. I got it day 1 actually. First time I'd ever played a game the day it came out. That was just on the cusp of lockdown here in the United Kingdom in 2020, and I adored New Horizons so much. I then played Happy Home Designer. I then played Happy Home Paradise when that expansion pack came out for New Horizons. And then I played a little bit of New Leaf, but I kind of just skipped over that one. but I've gone back to the original one, and I really like it. I like seeing games how they started. Like sometimes it can be more rudimentary, or simplistic. But what I like about this, it's a lot more scaled back. I like how it's set in the town, and there's characters' dialogues, and the limitations of you have to send things to be analysed themselves. Bladders can't just analyse the fossils for you. You've got to post them out. You've got your limited inventory space, and I know that's a thing in the other entries as well. But this particular one, I just like the aesthetic. You've got these weird Viking horns. You're forced to work for Tom Nuff, and he screams at you if you take your uniform off. And it's just seeing where it all began, to go back to our franchise and see how it began, and we go back to the simplicity of its more drawn back features, and see the sort of, people talk about like first episode weirdness with a program. This is kind of has first game weirdness, or just seeing the more quirks of an earlier entry in the franchise. And you've got a police station where there's lost property. You've also got a dumping ground. There's a train station where you can visit other people's towns on your memory card. They're just going back to what 2000s aesthetic. Starting life originally as an N64 game, which I think is quite impressive for the N64, and then ending up on the GameCube. And I think it's a really charming, really wholesome, fun, nice, cozy game to play. Nice little life simulation game. The characters, little interactions, a little fetch quest you get to do. Get back my item from this place. I've got one character who just given me a quest to grow loads of flowers around the house. I can't remember anything like that in New Horizons. So it's nice to see the differences and the difference in content and quests and little interactions and randomly generated stuff you get over time. But it's still got that intrinsic Animal Crossing charm right from the get-go. The aesthetic is identical. Like the graphics were nailed right from day one, and they just made them have more polygons and look shinier, more polished as time goes by, but it's still that same beautiful art style with the same lovely character design. So if you're a fan of any of the newer Animal Crossing and you've not played the first one, I'd say dive into it. It's a lot of fun. It's got a nice little story beats to it when you arrive on the train with Rover at the beginning, and it's just really nice, cozy, feel-good game. And do not reset your console, because Rossetti is scary as all hell. Well, that's all I have to say about those 4 games I've been playing over the past month. I hope I've given some reasonable insight into a bit about myself and what I enjoyed from the games, and summed up hopefully a decent amount about the games themselves, and have intrigued you about them. Or if you're already a fan of these games, feel free to hop in the comments and we can have a bit of a chat about them, what you enjoy about them, what you maybe didn't enjoy about them, because I haven't really touched a great deal on what I didn't like about those games, because to be honest, there isn't really a great deal I didn't like about them. I can't think of, they weren't glitchy, they weren't, badly made, the music wasn't crap, things like that. There's not really a great deal I have in terms of gripes, which is what you want from a game. You don't want to nitpick, you don't want to think, it was alright, but. So it's good that these games have just been really great. Just pick up, dive in, play, excellent games, variety of different genres, JRPG, like cozy life simulation, racing, got it all there. So it's a nice variety to play over a month, I think. And I hope you've enjoyed the video. So like I say, if you've got any thoughts of your own, hop into the comments. I've also got an Instagram that I'm trying to be a bit more active on. I've got a Discord server I'm starting, and that's live now. Everything will be in the description. So people losing it, proper YouTubers. Socials in the description below, or whatever they do, that cringy rubbish. But I hope you've enjoyed the video. It's my first video on this channel. Probably going to be a bit rusty, as I say, but bear with me and I'll hopefully improve as I go along. But for now, I've been Riggers Retro. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.